Hey, without a shadow of a doubt, I want to welcome you to the Crunkest Show in social media history. It's the War Zone, and I'm your host, the five-star general, Gary Monroe. And I'm coming to you tonight. I'm a little late, like I told y'all I would be, but I'm here. I came tonight because I want to talk to you about something. You remember a few months back, kept trying to tell you that Gloria Palmer, Ray Charles Jones, Tomar Bishop, former campaign workers for Sheila Jackson Lee. We kept telling y'all how they were involved in voter harvesting and filling out ballots for dead people and different things. And I tell you what happened. Y'all know my man Chuck Mahler, my partner. And if you don't know who Chuck is, when you see us, it's me, Aubrey, and Chuck. And Chuck is the white guy that hang out with us, the private investigator, former FBI. And Chuck, we've been investigating these people for about the last 2, 3 years easily. What Chuck did is Chuck sent a letter to the Harris County District Attorney where he did a Freedom of Information Act where he wanted to get some information, and there's a way that you had to go about doing it. Well, old Chuck, a smart guy, because he sent this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me turn that down. Okay. So there's a way that he had to go about doing it. So he do the Freedom of Information Act, and he sends it to the DA, Harris County District Attorney Kim Hall. He wanted to find out if there was an investigation going on about the voter harvesting, all the stuff that we had turned in, and then, with them saying this was the safest election that was ever done in 2020, which we found out was a lie because we had the evidence to prove that may have been safe in other places, but not in Harris County. We found out that they were actually cheating on the elections, and we were able to prove it. But of course, nobody would act on it. So Chuck sends his letter over to the Harris County District Attorney. Well, the district attorney had to shit or get off the pot. You had to answer the FOI. You had to answer it. But her way of answering it proved to us that there is an active investigation into these people who were doing the paperwork, filling out the ballots for dead people to vote. Well, Mr. Monroe, can you prove that? Hold on, I come with receipts. Let's see. Let me see. How can I do this? Okay, so let me see. Where is it at? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay, where is it at? Shit, I done forgot how to do it. Video file. Hold on, let me check something. No, that's not it. They done changed some stuff on here. Hold on. Let me go back in. Let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to go over to this screen. Let's share this screen. So, old Chuck, and I'm going to try to make this thing bigger for you. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can make it bigger so that you can be able to see it. Okay. So now you can plainly see that Attorney Kim Hogg, instead of answering Chuck, she sent the letter off to the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, which is normal when you're trying to hide something. So let's go down. It's going to Ken Paxton, Office of Attorney General. E-file via Texas, Office of Attorney General, PIA, electronic filing. Open Government Section Opinion Committee. And it's regarding Public Information Act request to Charles Marler, enclosed Public Information Act request and written comments, internal tracking number. All right, y'all following me so far? So this is what the DA sent to Paxton. Y'all rocking with me so far? I'm gonna show you how you can prove that these people are dirty at all our doors. Dear General Paxton, on September 16, 2022, this office received the enclosed request for disclosure of information from Charles Marler, which I have construed as a request for information under the Public Information Act. On behalf of Kim Hogg, the Harris County District Attorney, I request that the Attorney General determine whether the information sought by the author of the enclosed correspondence is exempt from disclosure. That means they don't want to, they trying to see if the Attorney General will say they can't send us the information. Well, the request is the author of the enclosed request, Charles Marler, seeks access to a copy of the Texas Attorney General's Office investigative report received by your office regarding subjects Gloria Palmer and Tomar Bishop and your associated investigative work. Those are the two people that work for Shelia Jackson Lee and some other African-American Democrats with the voter harvesting, cheating on the elections. Based on the information provided, the district attorney office believes that Charles Marler's request pertains to a pending criminal investigation. A summary of the pending investigation is enclosed as Appendix B. A representative sample of the requested information is enclosed as Appendix C. And B section 552.108 A1, information dealing with the detection, investigation, or prosecution of a crime, release of which would interfere with detection, investigation, or prosecution of a crime. The requested material is accepted from required public disclosure by the law enforcement exception. Information held by law enforcement agencies or prosecutors that deals with the detection, investigation, or prosecution of a crime is accepted from the requirements of section 552.021. If one, release of the information would interfere with the detection, investigation, or prosecution of a crime. Basically, what she's telling you is they are investigating Tomar Bishop and Gloria Palmer. Now, whether those indictments will come out before the election or after the election, it's going to prove that these people voted for dead people in the name of some of these elected officials, and those officials being people like Shelia Jackson Lee and folks like that. So the thing is, they can't give us the information we want because it's an ongoing investigation. So let me close this. I ain't gonna close it out. Now, will you clearly understand that we bust these people for cheating in these elections? Tomar Bishop and Gloria Palmer have been sending in fraudulent ballots forever. And now they're caught. You're sending in ballots for people that have been dead over 10 years. And on these ballots, you voted for the likes of Shelia Jackson Lee and a few other good people. So has there been fair elections in Harris County? For the last 10 years, I would say no, because this has been going on. This has been going on. So for anybody to say right now that there is no investigation into these ballot harvesters that have been turning these elections for these elected politicians, I call bullshit right now. Yes, they are investigating. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Tomar Bishop and Gloria Palmer cannot tote that water. They cannot tote that water for y'all. They not going to jail for 20, 30 years for you politicians. I don't give a damn how much money you think you can pay them. But they are going to jail eventually. So there is an active investigation because the DA will not release the information to Charles Marler that he requested. And the only time they don't release information is when they're trying to hide something. So you don't want to verify to us So you tell the attorney general we can't release the information because we have a pending investigation and it might mess up the investigation. Well, guess what? We caught you doing that. And now we're finna put a twist in the game for the elections coming up November 8th. We got something else for you, ass. Got something else for you. And we're going to catch every last one of y'all with this one. We're going to catch every last one of y'all. And you know what the crazy part is? You ain't going to figure out how we going to do it. You're not going to figure out how we going to do it. What I want you to do is I want you to look around at the polls during early voting and election day. Am I my brother's keeper? You better not be. Because if you are, you're going to jail. We're going to catch you again. We're going to put so much pressure on the powers that be that you will have no choice but to bow down. Now, I want to talk directly to the people who think that they're smarter than us. Don't do it. Not because we don't want a certain person to win. Don't do it because you are about to send yourself to jail. For the likes of some politicians that could give a fuck that you in there, I don't think so. I don't think that's what you want to do. I don't think that you want to risk your freedom to be able to help somebody win an election. Thunder says, whatever happened when you gave them the proof of voter fraud? They just kind of ignored it. But you know what, Thunder? We kept sending in information. We kept delivering information to the point that they could no longer deny it. And now they have to atone for their sins. And I want you to clearly understand something. If you're dumb enough to get caught, then we dumb enough to bust your ass. If your favorite politician loses their election, they lose it. If I lose mine, I lose mine. It is what it is. But I'm never going to be involved in something illegal to become an elected official. That's not going to happen on my watch. I won't do it. I'm not going to do it. But if you wanted to know, is there proof that there is an investigation going on? Here's your proof right here. The DA is refusing to give us the information, and she sent it to the Attorney General for him to make a determination on. Because she says in this letter that Charles Marler's request pertains to a pending criminal investigation. Tomar, Gloria, don't drop the soap. Somebody going to jail. Kimog, time to shit and get off the pot. You got to do what you got to do, Kim. You have to do what you have to do, Kimog, because now they're caught. So when are you going to rule on this, Kim? When are you going to send the indictments out, Kim? When are you going to arrest these people for voter fraud? We're waiting. But guess what? I hope you got some empty jail cells, because we're going to give you some more once early voting starts, because we got a system in place right now that's foolproof. And any one of y'all out there thinking, well, I'm going to hire these people to run my campaign. No, you're going to be held accountable for for what they do. Because if we've already put them out there and you decide to hire them, you already know what they're going to do. So we're going to bust your ass too, Mr. and Mrs. Politician. And guess what? It will finally prove what we've been knowing forever. It's on y'all. Tomar, Gloria, you're too old to go to jail. You might want to go in there and do what they do, this new thing now. Nowadays, you can try that. It might work for you, save you, and you might not go to jail. It's called snitching. You might want to go up in there and start snitching. Because if you don't, I told y'all that these people had to come to hearings where they had to give depositions over the summer. Yeah. Yeah, we've been rocking their ass all summer. And now you got to shit or get off the pot. So, Sheila, if you think you could just say, I didn't know, I have no knowledge, it ain't going to work this time. If you've already hired them, you better get rid of them. Because if you don't, and we're coming after every one of you harvesters, every single one of you. There's going to be some fair elections in Harris County. And no matter what the big dogs say, well, who the big dog? Rodney Ellis. Don't matter what he say, he ain't got that much stroke. He don't have that much stroke. Thunder say, let me put Thunder's comment up. I saw a few reports that the Dems are afraid that they have lost a large amount of black voters. What do you think of this? I think that they have. I think that they've lost a whole lot of black voters because they haven't done anything for black people. I think that they've lost a lot of their voting base because Joe Biden is a pathological liar. He didn't own up to anything that he said he was going to do. So now you want people to go back to the polls and vote for these people again. Now, I will say that all Republicans are not good and all Democrats are not good. But the ones that you know that are a problem, you need to get rid of them. Y'all that are out here, you judges and all you people that have to run these campaigns in a matter of, let me just say, in about 2 weeks, you have to start. Don't hire no voter harvesters. Don't hire nobody that's been affiliated with them. Because just like in the 2020 election, we're going to make you fire the motherfuckers in the middle of the election. Yeah, we made them fire all the voter harvesters in the middle of the 2020 election. In the middle of the election, we made them fire. And don't you know that there has never been 100% voting in a presidential election? And don't you know in the last presidential election, not only did they say it was 100% of registered voters that voted, but they were actually 55 million votes over the amount of registered voters. Well, you don't have to believe nothing I'm saying, Robert. So that's why I didn't close this. That's why I didn't close this. So explain to me, Rob, you're a smart dude. If we asking for information in regards to a pending investigation, in regards to voter fraud, then why the fuck they just don't give us the information, Rob? Why they got to send it to the Attorney General and then the DA who has to be very careful, and I'll tell you why, says that this pertains to a pending criminal investigation. I don't care nothing about Republican judges, none of that, Rob. Love you to death. Love you to death. I'm not, and I don't live in Dallas County. I don't live in Tarrant County. The only county that I'm concerned with is Harris County. So explain to me why they can't give us what we asked for with a Freedom of Information Act request, but they say they can't give it to us because it pertains to a pending criminal investigation. See, the DA has to be very, very careful, Rob. You know why she has to be very, very careful, Rob? Because these same people worked on her campaign. I know everything I need to know. So whether people want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter to me at this point. This validates everything that we worked on. So now we're just sitting back waiting for the dominoes to fall. We're just sitting back. We're just sitting back waiting for the dominoes to fall. So if there was no pending investigation, they could have sent us what we asked for. I deal with this every day with HISD. The only time they go send something to the Attorney General is when they trying to hide something. And they don't want us to see it. We're not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm never going to stop. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to stop. And what Robert said, I don't know. Let me put his comment up. But if what you're saying is true, heads should roll. If it's not true, y'all should stop. Rob, why should we stop when there's a pending investigation? We know what we got. We know exactly what we got. We know what they did. But what Robert doesn't know is we all had to give depositions in the summer. Matter of fact, Tomar Bishop was so slick when they went to serve her, she tried to act like she wasn't Tomar Bishop. Did Gerald Womack tell y'all he had to go give depositions? I know he had to give one because his was right after mine. And he walked in the office while I was still sitting there. I shook his hand. Oh, yeah, this real, Rob. And if they've been doing it and they've been robbing people of an opportunity to serve our communities, then they even affected you, who's out there every single day fighting for all of us. You're fighting for what's right. And sometimes it takes some of us just to get our shoes dirty and be the bad guy. People hate our guts for what we're doing. To prove the point that not only are these people not only trying to win elections for just themselves, but they're cheating us out of quality of life. So I ain't come to stay long, but I came strong. I came strong. So people can doubt what they want to doubt. We're not going to stop. If it ain't but one person go to jail, we proved our point. But it's far more than one person, Rob. And they worked on so many campaigns that it's unreal. Now I want them to do what they need to do in this election. You're going to get caught again. Because what we got sitting waiting on your ass, you'll wish you had never tried. Now you got to figure out, is he bluffing or is he telling the truth? Trust me, I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. It is what it is. You guys have a good night. And I think I'm going to sleep well. But I don't think Tomar and Gloria going to sleep too good. Man, y'all going to jail. It's 5-star. It's the war zone. I'll let you.